Hello, hello, and welcome to Apple Jams, your Beatles and solo Beatles hangout. I'm so glad to see you here, so glad you could come. I have one little baby request, and that is, if you would, please me by smashing a like on this video and subscribing if you haven't already. That would really help me if you can. So as luck would have it, just as I was editing my last video, which was my thoughts on the Man on the Run documentary, what should pop through my door but the soundtrack for the Man on the Run documentary. Typical, innit? I could have killed two birds with one stone. But hey, now you get to watch two videos instead of one. Aren't you lucky? In this video, I'm going to answer the question that everybody was asking themselves when they found out that this documentary was getting its own soundtrack. Do I need this? And the answer to that question is no. Not even slightly. Not even a little bit. I can categorically state, without even knowing you, without even knowing your level of Beatles, Wings, or Paul McCartney fandom, you do not need this album. No. Nope. No. If you'll stick around, I'll justify that bold statement and explain why there is literally no type of consumer for whom this is a worthwhile purchase. First, a bit of background. This album was released on the same day that the documentary film premiered on Amazon Prime. Costs around 14 to 15 quid, on CD at least. If you want it on vinyl, you're probably looking at about 30 quid. And there are coloured variants as well, if that kind of thing floats your boat. The tracklist pulls together a number of choice cuts from the documentary, selections that make sense and align with the film's narrative beats. You know, like a soundtrack. The tracklist reads something like this. A demo of Silly Love Songs, That Would Be Something from the first McCartney album, Long-Haired Lady and Too Many People, both from Ram, Big Barn Bed from Red Rose Speedway, Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance, which is previously unreleased and otherwise featured on a TV special in the 70s, Live and Let Die Live, again this is unreleased on CD, it comes from the Rock Show performance which you can get on DVD and Blu-ray, Band on the Run from Band on the Run, a rough mix of Arrow Through Me, which is from Back to the Egg, and this is the third and last previously unreleased track, Mull of Kintyre, Coming Up from McCartney 2, and finally Let Me Roll It from Band on the Run. Now that is a cracking track list by anybody's standards, a mix of deep cuts and, well, top tier bangers like Band on the Run and Let Me Roll It. But here's the rub, there's just not that much here that the hardcore fan won't already have. If we put aside the fact that some of these tracks are just alternative versions, then that leaves only one genuinely new song. Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance. And honestly, once you've heard it in the documentary, you've probably heard it enough. The quality of the recording isn't great. Half of it doesn't work musically without looking at the visuals, and it feels like it's just here to pad out the unreleased track count. As for the other new tracks, the Rock Show performance of Live and Let Die is probably my highlight of the album. It's an absolutely cracking performance, but it's not essential. Wings fans like us have already got access to multiple live versions of Live and Let Die across a number of releases, not least Wings Over America, from which this is the same tour. And then we've got the rough mix of Arrow Through Me, but is it, significantly different enough to what we've already got from Back to the Egg to make it interesting? In my opinion, no. It's not a different version, it's an unfinished one. It's got hard edits, offbeat elements, and Paul mouth trumpeting the horn part. Sure, if that's interesting to you, but is it worth 15 quid? I do like having these kind of like alternate early takes and things like that, but I do find them somewhat inessential. I explore this kind of thing in this video, which is in reference to Anthology 4, which has quite a lot of this kind of thing. So overall, when you consider the album as a whole, I just feel like its appeal to hardcore fans, on the basis of these three unreleased tracks, it's vanishingly small. But what about casual fans? What if this is meant to be a gateway into Paul's music? Well, I've got one word for you. Streaming. Why would a casual fan spend 15 quid on a soundtrack CD when they can just stream it all for free on Spotify or YouTube? And if the idea is to give them a more curated overview of McCartney's 70s work, well, we've got many releases of compilation albums from Paul McCartney, not least this one, Pure McCartney, which is absolutely cracking, and there's multiple versions of this, by the way. Single CD version, 2 CD version. This is one of my favourite sets in my entire collection. I absolutely love this 4-disc deluxe edition of Pure McCartney. go and check it out. Or indeed, just from last year, we've got the Wings compilation. This is the Blu-ray version, but this again is also available on single CD or 2 CD. Both of these options are far more comprehensive and far better value. Okay, I appreciate that the Wings one will only have Wings tracks on it, so you won't get anything from Ram, but you know what I mean. So we come back to the question of the hour. Who is this for? Hardcore fans already own most of it. Casual fans will stream it. And anyone looking to explore further has better, cheaper, or at least better value, and more complete options available to them. So you're probably thinking, hey Apple Jams, you've spent this entire video telling us that there's absolutely not one single kind of person for whom this is a reasonable purchase. And yet here you are with it in your hand. You've not even taken the cellophane off. Are you going to return it? Well, no, because let's be honest, there is one type of person for whom this release works. The completist. The people like me. The people who know full well they don't need it, but they have to have it because it exists. We're not buying it for the track list, or the value, or for the unreleased material. We're buying it because there's a McCartney-related release with a barcode on it somewhere out there in the world, and our shelves wouldn't feel right without it. And the label knows this. They know exactly who they are. They know exactly how to get us. They know that we'll see it, we'll sigh, we'll roll our eyes, and we'll get our credit cards out. And we'll look forward to it arriving, and we'll listen to it on Spotify before it arrives. And after listening to it on Spotify, we'll think to ourselves, I don't need this. And in fact, I'm going to make a YouTube video about how much I don't need this. Or indeed that nobody needs it. And then I'll keep it because I'm a tool. Are you? Or indeed, is there anybody out there, other than the rabid completionist like myself, for whom this actually works? Let me know in the comments. Or, if you're one of my people, just put down in the comments the unthinking collector's rallying cry. Shut up and take my money. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a bit of a tongue-in-cheek video, but I've had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Please check out the channel for lots more Beatle videos. I recently ranked every track on Please Please Me in terms of my own personal enjoyment, so go and give that a watch and tell me what I got wrong in the comments. Please give this video a like if you've liked what you've seen, and do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as part of the Apple Jams community. All that's left to say is ta-ra for now, and thanks for watching.